Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something slightly different than what we normally do. We're going to do a disc review, but instead of a comparison of discs with the same flight numbers, we're going to review a company's whole lineup of discs because they've got one coming out today, which is November 28th. So I want to give them some shine because I actually really like this group of discs. So hopefully you end up throwing some of them as well. And that group of discs is Hooligan Discs. They've got 4 discs out in their lineup right now. The first being the Hooligan Disc Yeet, which has the flight numbers of 12, 5, -1, 3. I've already done a review of this disc in my Mega 12-speed comparison disc, which I'll leave in the description. We'll talk about that more on this video. The second disc they have in their lineup is a Vibe, which is an 11, 5, -2, 2. The third disc they have in their lineup is a Thread, which is a 9, 5, -1, 1 disc. The fourth disc in the Hooligan Disc lineup is the Flip, which is, judging by its name, a flippy mid-range, and that has the flight numbers of 5, 6, -4, 1, which comes out actually today as I'm filming this, which is November 28th. I've had an opportunity to throw these discs for a few weeks now and run them through some tests. So I'm going to show you some throws and talk about it as I'm throwing so I can give you my thoughts on each one of these discs. Anytime I do a disc review, I'm going to answer 3 simple questions. 1, should a new player bag it? 2, should an expert player bag it? And 3, which one of these is the best? At the end of the review today, we are going to do a giveaway, and we're going to give away a brand new Hooligan Disc Thread, so you can try it out for yourself to see if you like it. So make sure you hang on to the end to get instructions on how to win this disc. Let's start the review with first impressions. First impressions, the quality of the plastic is very good. This is the same type of quality plastic you get from all the bigger brands, so you don't have to worry about that. Also, all of these discs are pretty swirly. So if you like a nice swirly disc, these are definitely a set of discs that you should check out. As far as the individual disc goes, I feel like the Vibe is the most domey out of the bunch, and the Yeet is the least domey out of the bunch. Enough of me talking. Let's get out in the field and sling some D so we can check these out to see if they are good and who's the best. All right, let's take it to the field with some tests. First off, the mashed potatoes, the max distance test. Here's the Vibe, really getting it out there. Great smash at 414 feet. I was getting some good distance. Here's the Yeet. Also a great smash, also ironically at 414 feet. Didn't get as much distance with the Thread, but I wanted to show you how those things mashed really far. Now we're going to hit some lines with the hyzer test. Here's the route I take. This hole is a 280-foot hole, and this is going to have to hold that hyzer line if we're going to park this hole. So let's see if we can do it with our 3 discs here. Starting off with the Vibe, we'll see if we can hold the hyzer. Does pretty good at holding that line right there. It does get a teeny bit of flip up. Here's where that ended up. Nice little spot. We'll see if I can do it again, swinging it a touch wider and get a little more flip up on that throw. Does hyzer back and hold that line, and there's what that ended up. Next, we've got the Thread. This is a little more flippy. As you can see, flips flat up and gets some turn out of that. It does fade back a little bit. I end up out of bounds here, but still about pin high. We'll see if I can do a better job holding that hyzer this throw. And as I throw it, it flips up the flat, but it does still hold that hyzer line and fade back, and actually ended up parking the hole. Pretty nice job. Like I said, it's a little bit flippier. Here's my Yeet throw from the 12-speed distance driver comparison, which is linked. And as you can see, this holds the line. Absolutely awesome. And we just parked that hole. Really love this Yeet. Here's another day. We'll see if I can get a similar result. And yep, I do. It holds that line just awesome. And anytime I throw that Yeet, I got that reliable finish at the end. There you go. There's where it ended up. All right, now we're going to rock and roll with our anhyzer test. Same hole, same distance. Different line, a little more specific. We'll see if we can get some good turn out of the disc without rolling it over too much. Here's our Vibe. It hit the line pretty well, and it holds its anhyzer the whole way through. Very nicely done there. Now we're going to go Thread. Also holding that line really well. You both get that fade back at the end. Here's where they both ended up. Nice and parked. Here's another throw with the Thread. Just to show it to you again, I really like using this for my long turnover throws. Just holds that line and then kind of fades back out straight. There's where it ended up. Now we're trying to Yeet. What the duck? Watch out for the duck. This Yeet's overstable. Really hard to get that anhyzer line. It did end up somewhere near the basket, but I would never use this for that hole. Too overstable for me. Okay, now we're going to do the tunnel test. This little tunnel line, really narrow, low ceiling. Got to hit a straight line with a little flip up. We'll see how we do here. It's right around 300 feet or so. Here's my Yeet test from before. 12-speed overstable disc, probably not the best for a tight wooded hole, but I did get it through. A little too overstable. Not the disc I'd use for this hole. Now we're throwing the thread and we get some big flip up and some turn. Works its way through the woods and fades back. We actually went a little long in this hole. So it'll be a nice little hyzer flip disc. Just like the vibe here. Once again, flipping up the flat, getting it through. Then some nice trusty fade back at the end. Actually park the hole there. So either one of those two is great. Here's the last throw I'm going to show you. Just another hyzer flip with the vibe. Huge distance out of this. With the skip, it measured out at 365 feet, so you can get long hyzer flips out of it. So final thoughts. Let's answer our 3 questions and conclude this review and do the giveaway. Should a new player bag these discs? 2 of the 3 would be great for a new player. I feel like the thread and the vibe would be great introductory discs for a long distance driver. The vibe, in short, if you're looking for a comparison, is like a flippy Wraith, which I absolutely love a Wraith. It will be in my bag, and I feel like I'm still kind of a beginning player. The thread will be a great choice as well because you can get this turned over a little bit and you can flip it up the flat and get some distance if you don't have a power arm yet. So this would be a great choice as well. As far as beginning players go, I feel like the Yeet would be the least likely for a beginning player to use. I do absolutely love this disc. This is my go-to distance driver right now. I don't have much luck when it comes to throwing destroyers, but this is a great overstable distance driver. And as you saw in the video, I get some great distance out of it. But I think you need a little more time to get your arm speed up to use a Yeet. One caveat, if you're a sidearm player and you need an overstable distance driver and you're new, this would be a great disc for you. Question number 2, should an expert player bag it? I would say yes for the Yeet, yes for the vibe, and maybe for the thread. They might have a little bit of trouble with the thread as far as turning over too much, but it could be a great utility disc, maybe a roller disc. I'm going to be using my vibe personally as a long distance turnover disc, which you saw in the video. And for sure, this is going to be my Woods hyzer flip disc, but I don't know if an expert player is going to be using this, but this is great for beginners. An expert player for sure can use the vibe. Like I said, this is basically a flippy Wraith, which a lot of players really lean on. As I watch the Pro Tour, a lot of guys throw that Wraith, so I feel like this is a great disc. And as far as the Yeet goes, absolutely an expert player can and should be using this disc. Drew Gibson throws this disc as his distance driver. It is an absolutely awesome 12-speed driver. I definitely recommend, if you're one of the people who throws a destroyer, check this guy out. You might really love it. So to answer the final question, which is the best of the bunch? Number 1, the Yeet. This never leaves my bag. Number 2, the vibe. Like I said, this flippy Wraith. Number 3, the thread. This is not a bad disc, just number 3 on the bunch. For me, throwing it the past few weeks, it's a little bit touchy as far as the flippiness goes, but it's still a really great disc, and I absolutely love how it looks. And to be honest with you, it might just be in there because I think it looks cool. We'll see. That's all I've got for today. Thank you so much for hanging in there and watching the entire video. Hopefully you enjoyed the review. Now let's talk about the giveaway. To win the giveaway and get yourself a brand new thread, all you've got to do is be a subscriber and then comment on if you've tried one of these discs, which Hooligan disc is your favorite, or after watching this video, which Hooligan disc are you excited to try? So once again, in order to have a chance to win a brand new thread, all you've got to do is be a subscriber to the channel and make a comment in the video, and that thread can be yours. So hopefully I'm sending it to your house. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, peace.